And a big difference between Jayson Tatum prior to this year and Jayson Tatum this year has been that commitment to defense. He actually led the Celtics in defensive win shares, and we saw throughout this playoffs his brilliance on that end of the floor. Kevin Durant, round one, 4 for 17 when Tatum was the primary defender. Drew Holiday, 10 for 25 when Tatum was the primary defender. Jimmy Butler, as good as he was in that series, shot 39% against Tatum. And Tatum, because of the switching on the Celtics, like he'll eventually end up on Clay at times. He'll eventually end up on Curry at times. His commitment to that end, his dominance on that end at times throughout these playoffs, like that has been the separator for me. That's why we can now talk about Jayson Tatum as a superstar. The big question mark with Jayson Tatum right now, if I was to analyze his game, and we talked about it earlier, is that decision making. It's the turnovers. It's knowing when to drive, knowing when to pass. It's not stalling out with the basketball. The Warriors are a great defensive team, just like the Celtics. His decision making is probably the key to his game to unlock for the Celtics to win this series.
JJ, and I agree with everything you're saying. And we all know realistically it's not one player that wins a championship. It's a collective unit of a team. But yes, in my opinion, in order for Jayson Tatum to be that guy that constantly hunts and is able to attack, Marcus Smart being on the floor, we all saw that game when Marcus Smart wasn't on the floor. Jayson Tatum trying to initiate offenses, trying to make decision-making. One of the things I recognize as a guard that hunted my shot all the time, the less decisions I can make, the more in attack mode I can become, the more I can react to the game. Now, I'm not saying Jayson Tatum doesn't need to think through the game, because when you elevate your game, you always think and react. But Marcus Smart being on that floor, the role that he's going to have defensively on Steph, and I know the Golden State Warriors are way more than just Steph and Curry these days, but I think that's a huge pivotal piece that we kind of overlook sometimes. So that's one with Marcus Smart guarding Steph, but also Marcus Smart and the decision-making and the collective ability to calm people down.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.